Hey, did you know U.S. Law Shield is the title sponsor for Cover Your ASP Week? Well, self-defense and emergencies can happen to anyone, and unfortunately, the justice system may not be on your side. While you protect your family and property, U.S. Law Shield is here to defend you 24/7, 365 days a year with comprehensive self-defense and coverages at an affordable price. Bad guys don't take days off, and neither does our coverage. Get protected today with uslawshield.com. All right, Joe. Thanksgiving for gun owners? This ought to be good. So
of course it's good.
And for what can we be thankful?
All of my stuff is good. We mean, it ought to be good.
I'm just saying, was it a good turkey recipe or?
Nah, this is a gun owner thing. We were, I was thinking about this. It's been not the greatest of years out here. If you look at our rights have been trashed by this tyrant in Sacramento over this COVID stuff for a long time. We've got gun shortages. We have ammo shortages. Us reloaders now have primer shortages. Mm-hmm. And, you might think there's not a whole lot to be thankful for. But I was thinking, I want to take it the other way. I think there is a few things that we could be thankful for as gun owners, so I wanted to point them out. And the first thing just to think about is there's a number of legal challenges going on to these goofy gun laws that we have out here. There's a challenge to the assault rifle ban. There's a challenge to the standard capacity magazine ban. There's a challenge going on to the what else did I want to say? The
pistol roster.
The handgun roster was the other one. And there's a number of legal challenges going on, and they're working their way through the courts. And I think, we should be thankful to, organizations like the Firearms Policy Coalition, California Rifle and Pistol Association are heavily involved in that.
John Dillon.
Yeah, San Diego County Gun Owners. That's where we're going with that, is, involved in some of these, which normally it isn't our thing, but we are involved in these. And some of our members are actually plaintiffs, if I remember right?
Yeah. We're plaintiff. Everybody on the assault weapons case is a member of San Diego County Gun Owners, and I think just about everybody on the roster case is a member. And then, of course, we're plaintiffs in both of those as well.
So I think we should be thankful for that. Those are working their way through the courts, and I think there's things to be hopeful for, I guess, along those lines. The other thing is the justices in the Supreme Court. Thanks mostly to President Trump, we've got a solid block of 5 constitutionalist justices on the Supreme Court now. And I think that's a good thing and something definitely to be thankful for, because I think what's going to happen now is it's likely that you're going to see Second Amendment cases heard there in the next maybe year or 2 or 3. And chances are really good that they'll rule correctly on those. So I think that's another thing to be thankful for. And if you want a kind of a taste of how that's likely to go, they ruled the other day against Governor Cuomo and his overreach with I don't know if you guys saw that, with he was trying to, restrict churches and houses of worship. And the Supreme Court ruled against him on that. And he
dismissed it as frivolous.
Yeah, well, he said it was a conservative thing or something. Yeah. But if you look at the opinion, and it's linked in the article that I wrote, if you take a look at what Justice Gorsuch said about that, and he talked about the Constitution being on, what did he say, being on vacation, I guess, during this COVID thing. He said, you want to ensure that it doesn't become a sabbatical. And he was pretty critical. He threw some barbs at Chief Justice Roberts, who threw some back at him. But I think if you look at that, I think that's the kind of rulings we can expect going forward. So, again, those are things to be grateful for, to be thankful for. Along those lines, also, again, thanks mostly to President Trump, we've got over 300 new constitutionalist-type judges on the federal bench. And many of them ended up out here with the, our notoriously bad Ninth Circuit Court, which used to be just full of activist judges, is now almost 50-50 split now with constitutionalists and activist judges. So, again, that's something to be thankful for.
Yeah, I don't think people really – the last 2 things, getting 3 justices appointed in 4 years to the Supreme Court and fundamentally changing the makeup of the Ninth Circuit can't be overstated. It's a generational thing, and it's an amazing accomplishment.
Yeah, so those are things, again, to be happy and thankful for, I think. Looking at our CCW permits here in San Diego County, that's progressing in spite of the COVID and all the other things going on. We're up to, I think, 4,338 now permits in the county, and they continue to issue those every day. We're holding our seminars still, some online, some in person, the CCW seminars, and they're all very well attended. So these are good things. And the CCW thing is important too. I had a little thing in the neighborhood the other day. We had a high speed chase end up come right down my street and end up down the end of the street. And it was interesting. This guy in some kind of black loud sports car thing that Dave would like came tearing down the street about 60 miles an hour down through our neighborhood.
I don't know what kind of car it is.
I wasn't there, so I have the excuse. I had to hear all this from my neighbors when I got back. But he wiped out trying to make the corner down at the end of the street, started to go again, and one of the neighbors pulled out in front of him to block him. So the guy tried to go around the neighbor, and the neighbor T-boned the side of his car and pinned him there until the sheriff could catch up with him. So all that happened in the neighborhood. But what's interesting CCW-wise, because this kind of stuff doesn't happen in our neighborhood. Our neighborhood's pretty quiet most of the time. But one of the neighbors found a handgun on in her yard from that guy. So that guy had a handgun and tossed it. So, that's the kind of thing, because we've talked about, do you carry it home? And I've written about that before. And, I always carry it home. But, I mean, that's how fast that kind of stuff happens. And that guy could have easily jumped out instead of throwing the gun. He could have jumped out, shooting the gun, or grabbed somebody, or done a number of things. Right. Anyway, the idea that we are growing here still with our concealed carry stuff is, I think, a good thing, something to be thankful for.
Yeah, I mean, COVID slowed them down a little bit, but I think they're still issuing 100 or so a month, and they increased their staff. They and look for an acceleration probably in January. So, what were we doing? 150 or so a month?
Yeah, it varied from month to month. On average, about 125, 150, somewhere around there.
So we're going to get back up to that and hopefully exceed it going into 2021.
So those are all good things to be thankful for. San Diego County Gun Owners continues to grow. We are up over 2,200 members now. Financially, we are okay in spite of having to lose our dinner this year and things like that.
Easy for him to say.
Yeah. Well,
he
was a big part of it.
I rescheduled with it 3 times. Or so, right up to the end.
Yeah. Okay, so the important thing is your neighbor that T-boned the guy. Did he get in trouble for T-boning him?
I don't think so, because he didn't say he wasn't. He didn't have his car for self-defense. I think it was just something that was handy there. So
interesting to see what his insurance company will do.
But you have to talk to him, because the guy is. I think he's about 80 years old. He does a lot of block work in our neighborhood. If you come into our neighborhood, you'll see a half a dozen really nice patios and walls and things. And this guy's responsible for most of them. So that was the hero of the day.
The 80-year-old T-bone the guy?
Yeah, isn't that cool?
So,
awesome.
So I haven't seen him yet, but there's got to be a good story there.
I never get that opportunity.
And then, finally the
it's horrible, Dave. I'm sorry
other
to hear
things.
that.
Well, I guess about being thankful for the election results. Probably the presidential election probably didn't go the way a lot of people would like to have seen it.
It ain't over yet.
Well, and that's true. And
you better be thankful for that.
That is one thing to be thankful for, and no matter which way it goes, I was thinking, if it goes one way, we could have another 4 years of prosperity and growth. If it goes the other way, I think we may have somebody that's even more influential outside the White House than he was inside the White House. So lots of things to be thankful for.
All right. Well, hey, how can people find your blogs?
They can go to San Diego County Gun Owners, our webpage, SDCGO.org. Go to the blog page, and you'll find them all there.
All right. And if you catch him on the street, he'll give you an autograph.